Hello, my delicious co-creators. Lilou here in Las Vegas, in Nevada. Believe it or not, but there's actually some spiritual seekers, teachers, even in a crazy city like Las Vegas. And boy, am I excited to see you again because I haven't seen you for maybe 2-3 years, William, huh?
Yeah, about 3.5 or so, because it's been a lifetime since we got to play together.
And we're playing again right now.
Bring it on, to having a blast more than ever, sweetheart.
So William is different. This interview is different, and I'm always excited to connect with you because I feel I can ask any questions I want. You feel pretty connected, right, to the universe?
Yes, I absolutely do, because it's my natural state, and yours too.
Yes. And I love to be reminded of that. And don't we all love that, to know that we're always connected and there is a great lifetime to spend here?
And a lot of fun to be had without all the clutter, debris, perceptual realities, identifications, and all the clutter and emotional debris that's been handed to you, that you've been bought into, that's made creation such a small, little, finite pinpoint of a focal point of expression.
Yeah, and this is really part of being a human being, huh? We kind of growing up, we just get those the clutter starts to amass, how do you say?
Well, I would say embodied, taken in, built up, taken on, identified with, and I wouldn't say it so much as a human being. I would say more of a humanness, creator incarnate, being that of Hu, the ancient sound as creator, in the mammalian species being that of a physical form, that's been handed to you, bought into, all the way through genealogy, all the way through the physical incarnational journeys, that's been bought into, identified with, creating all these clutters, all these baggages that have taken you away from you and bought into all this stuff that has nothing to do with you.
So what are we? Who are we?
Your creator's light beingness, creator as light beingness, a facet of creator within all of creation, expressing through creation, as creator learning about itself, expressing as itself, through its own molecular structure that's constantly regenerating, rebuilding, recreating itself throughout creation, playing with the instantaneous manifestation of creation all around you.
Brilliant. And on a practical level, how do we do that? How we incarnate that? Is there anything else for us to do?
Quit thinking and start enjoying. Because that's the truth of the matter. Yeah. The less you think, the more that will open up.
It's already written?
It's not so much written, you're unwriting it. So the unfoldment can start unfolding. See, the written part had everything to do with the karmic lattice work. Mm-hmm. The karmic lattice work, it says, okay, I'm going to jump in, incarnate, pick up this body, go through this, try to balance out imbalances, and all the colorful stuff that's played out there. Now, you're unwriting all the written and coming into who you are, who you've always been, your natural state of divinitization, in re-embodying, amplifying, vibrating faster, lighting up as creator incarnate to enjoy all of creation as a whole.
Amplifying, you're saying.
And expanding imminently without any bounds.
Boundless.
Completely boundless, even from the head level emotional state of consciousness.
So can you just remind us what is holding back? Is it the karma? Is it past life? Is it just what is holding us back for just being this boundless being?
The identificational state from an incarnational realm of irrational fear, identification with fear, letting fear start to grab onto you as you're grabbing onto it. Fear of carnality from the solar plexus down, of I think I should, I ought, I must, what ifs, based in a linear time continuum, in the identification with a time continuum, as if you're even living in a time, because a time is such a fabricated facet of itself. It's all in the head.
Let's talk about time and space. I love this conversation. Does time exist?
No.
What is there then?
Openness, expression, eternal beingness. Time only exists with the framework of a model based in sequences of events that the head is made into. When this happens, that happens, that happens, that happens, then this will happen.
Past, present, future? None?
Well, all of the above, based in physics, quantum physics, but not based in you.
Can we say that there's many different lifetimes happening at the same time? Is it like this, past, present, future, or is it like that, or is just none of it and it's all happening in the universe? I mean, how is this whole thing built?
Well, let me show you.
Yeah, he's bringing the board.
Incarnational journeys look just like this. Okay, let me grab it.
Can you guys see this? We'll try.
And have more fun with it, okay? Because let's not take it so serious. Let's have a lot of fun with it, all right? Here's you in your beautiful, benevolent presence as a whole.
So just make sure you go a little bit like this, so that
Okay.
they can see in the middle what's going on.
Yes. So,
I'll hold the microphone. Don't worry about the microphone.
okay, perfect. Okay, and here is what we're going to call your incarnational realms. More and more exponentially. So, here we are as our beautiful emanated physical beingness. We'll call it where you're animating. Now, we're going to expand to here. And we have this incarnation. Then we have this one. Then we have this one, and so forth and so forth. Well, the whole point here is that you're bringing all of you here and marrying all of you here. This is not about a religious symbol. It's about the marriage in the higher levels and lower levels. Now, from here, you're collapsing, because quite literally, we'll call it simultaneously. It's not up, it's not down, it's not to the left, to the right. It's exponential. Now, you're bringing all of yourself here through this incarnational journey as a whole. This, we'll call it Star of Bethlehem, blah, blah, blah. It's the birthing of you as a crystalline state of consciousness, activating your crystalline structures through your physical makeup, through the atomic, subatomic particles, activating the crystalline makeup of your physical through a body on a planet, unwriting all the genetic buildup to re-access the beautiful human genome, being that of creator incarnate through the mammalian species, emanating exponentially, collapsing all these barriers of separation, segregation that have still been affecting your life stream all the way to vows, contracts.
So this is all in the soul level, of course.
Oh, the soul level, the Akashic record realms, and right here in the solar plexus. The solar plexus, we got to remember, many perceive you enter the body within the heart level, but you don't. You enter through the solar plexus, hence is the umbilical cord of consciousness, hence is the survival carnal levels of consciousness. Carnal levels of consciousness based in survival, the me, I think I should, I ought, I must, and all these little identifications that says, I'm a me, and this little me of mine has to survive throughout creation as a whole. But why would you want to survive when you can live?
True, and you can thrive.
Oh, beyond thrive, there's no end. So then we go through all these beautiful sequences of events that let you vibratorily in megahertz start to flourish. And now you're raising the body's vibratory levels, optimal health and well-being, rebuilding, restabilizing, no longer based in genetics, no longer based in irrational fear that come from all of these incarnational states as a whole. You're collecting yourself as a total, complete, integrated vehicle as a whole throughout creation as a whole.
Is this source coming in?
Absolutely. Coming out and coming in as a whole, as marriage.
Marriage of the higher and the lower?
And that opens up exponentially throughout your whole exponential world as a whole. Wow. And your whole life stream from an instantaneous manifestational realm starts working and opening and growing and expanding and becomes unlimited, because the love that you're expressing then, your loveness or lightness, one and the same.
It's the same?
Yeah. It's
love and light?
It's all the same. So your light realms, your light bodies start expressing, amplifying. Love is your natural state. Why wouldn't you be? Mm-hmm. But same as your lightness. You're emanating, amplifying, radiating, emanating. Hyperdrive. The whole body is constantly rejuvenated. Can't help it because you're embodying it now.
Okay, let's get into your story. Let's the board so that we can really be there with all the beautiful co-creators. I love your drawings, but I want to make sure that everybody and all the delicious co-creators watching this understand your story and what happened with your body and what happened to the old William Linville, can we say what happened to the soul? Are you sure it's another soul that came in? The whole story. Tell us what happened back then and how long ago was that? This is quite interesting. You start mentioning the body, so I think you've done a pretty good job with the body. What happened?
Well, in 1996, December 20th at 3:38 in the afternoon, this physicality that weighed over 425 pounds went in for surgery and left the planet during the surgical procedure. Now, it was kind of interesting because myself and the inhabitant, I call him the old Will, the one that, had the body before myself, he had attempted several times to leave the planet. So during surgery, we had a, quote, agreement. He didn't want to be here, and I was waiting to come in. So he made a full transition.
He went to the light?
Yeah, he made a full transition home. And
Some people don't do the full transition?
No, they don't.
What happens then? There's just a little bracket here to talk about.
They get caught into the astral planes of consciousness. That's why you hear so much about entities, energies, and thought forms.
They get stuck.
Yeah, right through the astral planes of consciousness.
Why?
Due to their own density, their conflicts, even their identifications at times, to the male-female God scenario, all the way to guilt, resentment, anger, of what it looks like after the physical. You see, you're still carrying that same debris. And due to vibratory levels and frequencies and megahertz, your own expansiveness too. When you step out of the body, you still have the shadow strands and makeup of the body. Until you start making a full transition, you start dissimilating. That's why when you say, oh, I saw my grandmother by my bed. Well, of course she did. She has the shadow of the body. But then they start depleting and going into total clear particles of consciousness again, and then they go through the halls of honor and so forth and make a full transition. And at that point...
So how long they can be stuck there?
Oh, for millennia, literally. But now
people see them, right?
Oh, absolutely. That's why you hear so much about, like the new show, sightings and all this fun stuff. Well, I have a fun time binding them home because they're making a full transition. They want to make a full transition, but they're afraid to make a full transition.
Yeah. So what's interesting is that the old Will made the full transition, though...
With a little bit of assistance from myself.
Yeah. So what is that kind of, can we call it not partnership, but soul contract? I mean, what was this about? How long ago was this arranged? Why would you do that?
About 6 months prior to him stepping out.
It's pretty fast.
Yeah, because... he had a lot of conflictedness. He had God issues, funny enough. He had a lot of guilt issues. I mean, there was no secret. He had issues. He was over 425 pounds. Okay. Suppressed anger, guilt, resentment. He had severe depression, all kinds of fun things, right? Well, he really wanted off the planet. And so... that's where he elected to step off. And I elected to come in with total agreement that I would take on his debris, I would take on his issues, I would take on his conflicts, I would even take on his vows, contracts, agreements, and dissolve them. And I would even assist him to make a full transition. Now, I undertook that journey, on purpose, by the way, to show you specifically that you too can. So I took on a heck of a lot to supersede, overcome, right there going through eons of death sentences. Okay, you have 6 months to live, and it was kind of funny. No one could really make up their mind how long I had to live. So the body started shutting down, blindness set in, extreme pain, wheelchairs for about 2 years, 2.5 years, Durgesic pain pumps. It was quite a journey. But, funny enough, it was all the old cellular structures dying off that I had two options. I could give into it or enjoy the ride. Now, I'm more into enjoying the ride. It was really kind of colorful, but it was really amazing to go through all of that, to see all the stuff that this body had ran through. The body was still here, and obviously I was merging into it. And watching everything that their brother incurred and endured at that time, suppressed, repressed, embodied, and looking at all of it for what it is exponentially. I knew who his family monad was, who played which part, partners, blah, blah, blah. But it was really interesting because I honored them, I loved them as I would everyone. But at the same time, I had no idea who they were except what parts they played. I knew they were creator incarnate, but on a emotional level, there was none. It was, okay, you're the moms, okay, you're the sibling, all right, so be it. It says the technical, let's just call it cliche names that are given in a body on a planet, but it's more your brother's walking beside you.
So how did the whole family react to it? And are you still in contact with them?
Well, I had several one-on-ones with each and every one of them, and I asked them, well, do you know where Will went? Because they kept looking at myself like I had, on the average, about 33 heads. Now, and they obviously even shared basically in words, who are you? They knew that Will wasn't here. And I said, so I sat with each of them and said, do you know where Will went? And we really had a heart-to-heart, and the last one was his mother. Funny enough, in a Walmart, I said, do you know where Will went, dear brother? And she said, yes, he's in this body over here. And she knew exactly what body he came into. And then she fell back in her chair because it blew all of her, quote, religious beliefs out the window. And that was about the last communion, except for when my angel and I, my bride, had dinner with them on New Year's Eve one year. Or was it New Year's Eve? No, I think it was New Year's. And that was the completion with those two brothers. And they were fine because they knew Will had made a full transition. Yeah. There was no longer the connection.
Though the body was looking the same, so obviously there's less weight now, but you look the same.
Yes and no. They look at the appearance, but there's not, we'll call it energetic, emotion. There's not the magnetic. There's not the monad matrix connection. And you can look at anyone on this planet that have fully checked out or stepped out. You can look at their physical, which is part of what happens when a dear one leaves the planet. Many call it grieving. That's an interesting name for when there's a magnetic disconnect and your body goes like this, and then the organs drop and all the memories start leaving, flooding out. And of course the body's going to have release. It's magnetic.
So the skin, the color of the hair, the color of the eyes, the physical shape also changed?
Yeah, it started changing, lighting up, use of vitality coming back rather than beyond just a heavier dear brother. Elasticities come back. The lightness of the hairs and the flesh have come back since I picked up the body. The vitality and youth has come back since I picked up the body. Because even that, your brother was looking very, let's just say, older, due to all the wear and tear, emotionally speaking.
Which year was he born in?
1969. So it's been quite a dance since I have picked up the body and letting it regenerate.
How did you do that?
Well, I don't live in space and time. It's not real. It's kind of like I don't live in Disneyland because I'm not into big rodents. So there's no pretense. I honor and I have a blast with sequences of events all around, but I'm not ran by a clock. My body is not ran by a clock. My pineal pituitary gland is not ran by a clock. I cannot see time. I cannot feel it. I can't even taste time because it's not real. I have a beautiful watch that has a lot of markers on it for when I make an agreement to be wherever, however, at a certain marker. Well,
Yeah, we're used to that one.
okay,
You don't need to explain the watch.
it's nothing but a marker, but I don't live by it. It doesn't run me. It's nothing but markers.
Yeah. But what time has to do with how you regenerate your organs and the inside and the body? Tell us how time is related to that.
You don't buy into this. A body is a consciousness. When I come back to this right here, a physical organism. I'm in it, I emanate through it. As I emanate through it, I'm afraid of nothing. You're going to like me, dislike me, cosmetology, whatever. I'm going to take a breath, let the body do what it does. The body is a consciousness in itself. I have a mind, I have a body, and I have me. I don't play with the Trinity. That was part of a karmic paradigm. My mind is my tool. My body is my friend. And then there's me who enjoys all of it. I don't try to change my body. It knows what it's doing. I don't control my body. It knows what it's doing. I don't try to change its form, blah, blah, blah. So I'm accepted. By who? My body knows what it's doing. I let my body be my body to do what it does to complement as my friend. Okay. Now, as I let it do its part, it has the power and the ability to regenerate itself.
So you don't have to really do anything.
Well, enjoy it.
What's your view then on diseases?
Diseases are a funny one because
Cancer, AIDS, Alzheimer,
well,
diabetes.
Okay, you can get into like Alzheimer's, all the fun part, which is really an excess of metallic buildup in the body system. Over eons of numerical years, there's excess buildup of metals in the system. You can get into all the different diseases. Cancer. How much buildup for many, even with, for a while, it seemed like cancer was contagious. So many were picking up on it. For much of it was there one's opportunity to step out of the body. It was a beautiful switch over to stepping out. It was a crossing a finish line with the opportunity to step out or fully step into the body. Cancer as a whole, for one, is very unique, but it really comes to they're ones either battling themselves, the universe as a whole, just to be very specific, battling what is and the unfoldment of what is, putting on their battle gear to fight what is, or taking a breath, relaxing into what is, and letting oneself enjoy all that's unfolding in front of them without battling it.
So that would be your recommendation for somebody that has cancer, to let go of it is the best, to just relax and not...
Don't fight it. And don't fight the world. Don't fight the universe as a whole. Higher levels, creator levels, manifest levels. Take command of the body. I surrender to my body. I let my body do its part. It knows what it's doing. I'm not going to battle creation. I am going to enjoy creation.
I remember you taught me body principles, please lose weight. Trash pounds.
Uh-huh.
Can you do that for, like, related to disease as well?
Uh-huh.
And what would you say?
Body, great. This is the symptom. Thank you. Pass it through. Now, there's a catch here. And here's the biggest catch. Your body Let's not any of us make a mistake about it. It is going to do that. But here's the catch. More often than not, the body starts to do it. And the head gets afraid. Oh my goodness, my body has a temperature of 108. Oh my goodness, my body has the chills. Oh my goodness, my body has a tummy ache. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. And the head goes into panic. Well, what did you just ask your body to do?
What was the real message? Yeah.
Your body's doing it. Now, it's a great example. I've said, okay, body, flush yourself, detoxify. So, my body's detoxifying. And I may be sitting on our balcony. I may be playing in the yard. I feel it going on. Great. Body, great job, man. Great job. And then the phone will ring. My next appointment, great. My body's running like a champ. And it's still detoxifying over here on the periphery. Not a problem in the world. Mm-hmm. And then I hang up the phone and here it goes again. Until it's done. But more often than not, dear ones go like that.
What do you mean?
They pull in, they try it, their head runs with it. They have to go down and get 35 antibiotics, whatever. And they become afraid of their body's abilities. Okay. So
they're not trusting.
Well, yeah, in creating a battle, a tug of war with their body.
So what is the best solution you found to just...
Letting your body do what you just asked it to do.
So constantly say that or have affirmations about it? How do you go pray? How do you go into this state, since it's always like the outside seems to always reinforce the fact that, it's like scary.
Exactly. Body, you're fine and I am fine. Mind, you're fine and I am fine. Just like, all right, it's time to quantum leap. Let's go. Well, of course things are going to get odd. I mean, it is what it is. Okay, things are going to seem a little bit, let's just say, mystical, but yet fuzzy at times. Of course. Your quantum leap, man, you just hit turbo drive, right? Dimensional planes are collapsing. You're starting to see things. Of course you are. Magnetics are collapsing. Let's enjoy the ride as it integrates. Okay? But let's not become afraid of your abilities.
Remind us.
Mind, you're safe and I am safe. You're fine and I am fine. Body, you're fine and I am fine. All is well. And reminding yourself, okay, I gave the go-ahead. Who's really in charge here? Your big guns, the whole universe, your higher levels, your creator levels, your manifest levels, your angelic realms, archangelic, ascended host realms are not going to let yourself lose it, leave the planet when you've already got this far. You're not going to be let down. If anything, you're letting go of what's been in your way. You're going to be celebrated for it. You are being celebrated for it.
Some people leave the planet like that. And we're like, oh my God, we express sadness. We feel sadness.
You feel a magnetic disconnect from the ones that you love dearly. You feel it right here. And be gone. But then you look at what is though. They were crossing a finish line, if you will. That's what I call it, because they got to a point within their live stream that they were wrapping everything up with the opportunity for a whole new beginning. And
in order to
fully embody, integrate, and blast forward. Now,
that's what the soul wants to do. It wants to have a blast and come back until it's having a full blast.
But it wants to go through the full reincarnational principle, but without dropping the body. Okay. Some have got right to that point and said, whew, wow, now that I'm done, I want to drop the body and play elsewhere. Okay. From the soul level.
Different somewhere else in the galaxy, in the universe. There's
Some,
different planets. There's different places we can play.
yeah, there's Orion, there's Pleiades, there's Jupiterians, the Saturnians, the Plutonians, and
Other ones we don't know.
about 19 other dimensions that you can go play. I mean, this universe, as beautiful as it is pretty darn small.
There's not 144 dimensions.
No,
19.
yeah, once you get to that state, it's total complete realms of light.
In 19.
It's
What is, how would you describe 19? Have you been there?
Mm-hmm.
Are you there right now?
It's actually, you go beyond 5 and you start playing with realms of light, okay? And then you can go and expand further. I'll call it for fun, segregate yourself into different dimensional planes, being at many different places at the same time, playing with different, I'll call it, for the sake of understanding, civilizations, and then even splitting beyond that and expanding beyond that and going into further realms of light, realms of gold, into pure manifestation to where it's, I'll call it a void, nothingness, because it's unmanifest consciousness. It goes beyond space. It goes beyond galactic enterprises. It goes beyond and beyond and beyond. But it's unmanifest, untangible consciousness. It's pure particles. And if you look at it through my eyes right now,
Trying to. Hanging there.
yeah, and you can see that even through your hands of light, you could reach right through it. Because when I see it, it's not like here to there. It's you and I sitting there right now without any mass particles around us. You can go there just...
So we're one.
Well, beyond one, it's expansive. See, you have your brilliant uniqueness as I have mine, but how best can we complement them in these planes?
So there is no angels there. They're in another dimension.
Well, beyond those realms. Okay, because even with...
Your source.
Of course. Particles in our own unique facet of source consciousness.
Yeah. So when you incarnate, you drop from the 19th and everybody's in the 19th, or where are the souls? And how do you, where did you came from? And you just went in the body?
Well, basically, except you're slowing down vibratory levels of consciousness to slow down to the rate as you go through the caves of creation, right through the womb to pick up a physical organism. And
So it goes, it's vortex spiraling down.
in slowing down even through the caves of creation into the womb level of consciousness and starting to pick that up. If we can just skip the whole third trimester of the womb and all the debris given to you from there, and starting to arise, wake up, and start speeding up the vibratory levels of the body, and now intimately integrating through that physical form, vibrating faster and faster and faster, all the way through here without discarding the body, but bringing it with you, speeding up the vibratory levels of consciousness as a total complete marriage. And now this what so many call ascension, which I call waking up in the body, ascending in vibratory levels, hence is the ascension status. It's ascending and waking up in vibratory levels of consciousness.
In which dimension?
That's going to go into the fourth,
the fifth?
fifth, integrating in the fifth, and then opening up to all that is. Okay, which
All
is,
have access to that, or is it for some elected beings?
well, it's only those with blonde hair. So
Nice.
So I'm sorry, you're screwed. So no, it's for everyone. You see, that's the beauty, is it's not bias. It's for everyone. The part I always look at is, are you willing to go there?
Why not? Is it our capacity to receive all this greatness that we're working on here?
Absolutely. But many dear ones, they create their own conditions with it. That's the catch. And I call it a catch because what conditions are necessary? It's all the egoic structures. Okay, I'll go there if I could take my car with me. Well, you don't require a car. Well, okay, if I can take my new watch. Why? Okay, well, if I can have it this way, that way, and chocolate cupcakes. Well, why? It's giving of your heart. That's when everything unfolds, is when it's a pure calling. Because you're pure already. Now, it's all the gunk be moved out of the way so you can go there. Yeah. It's emerging.
So you really just have to relax.
And let yourself open up.
Open up to infinite source, open up to all that is.
Infinite source, the whole universe entirely, and let everything be what it is around, not embodying it, not integrating it, letting ourselves open, amplify, emanate exponentially. Let's not, who cares about that, right? He has anger issues, whatever. It's his issues. It's not about you. So let's not even carry that one around. So your mom didn't breastfeed you. Great, buy a bottle. Jack Daniels if you want. It makes it easier. Now, from here, what does it matter? That's about moms. Let's not take all this stuff in. Let's let yourself come out. Okay? This is where you're going to expand. You don't deserve that baggage and shackles. That holds you back and down.
You know how a lot of us call the angels and our guides, and maybe we have specific avatar type of people that we love and we bring in. What is your view on their assistance in that, and is that really working, and how is this all interconnected?
It does work, and because they are, I call them your entourage, because they're around you, they're family. Their family is not going to let you down. There's your angelic, archangelic, ascended host realms. They're wonderful.
Ascended masters?
Yeah, that's the ascended host. They're all around you. Let's call on them. Let's let them get to work. All right, guys, come on. Let's
bring it on.
Clear the way. Bring it on. Let's go. Let's access your own innate abilities, but please honor. Let's not put them on a pedestal. They want to put you on one. So let's walk side by side. They don't want you on your knees. They want to wash your toe jam. I mean, let's come side by side.
So it's not so much about praying and feeling like in the suffering side. It's just really celebrating this connection, right? And being with them.
Absolutely.
They're co-creators.
Because once you get on your knees and start praying to them, is the quickest way to push them away.
Why?
They don't want your power. They're doing their utmost to get you to step into yours. Okay? And please take that very literally, because they want you to step into your own divinity. That's why they're so close around you. But don't just believe me, challenge it. The more you step into your own, watch how much more you feel them and see them. They're going to come closer. You're going to feel them. They're going to connect with you and communicate with you more, because they want to support you as you do arise.
I know you love cats. You have many of them. I think 4. What do you think the connection is there between the animals and us?
Intimate, clear connection and unconditional love. Because every night when I come out of my office, I kick them and I watch how quick they come back. So, I'm just teasing. But it's infinite, unconditional love. They love to give constantly from their heart. And it's fun because whether it's the canines, the felines, the oceanic realms.
The dolphins, the whales, the elephants.
Absolutely.
They're all the same vibration? Or different?
No, they're really all the same. It's unconditional. It's just honoring them, once again, side by side. It can be the snakes, it can be the elephants, it could be the lions, it can be the tigers.
The spiders?
Well,
The spiders, yeah, what category is that?
the spiders, they're at a different vibratory level, but in their own kingdom. I call them the cleanup crew, okay? They're all a constant vibratory resonance together. Even with cockroaches, on and on. They have their own kingdom that they're the cleanup crew all around for all the debris that lingers about the crust of the planet. It all serves a wonderful purpose.
Crystals, amethysts, all these beautiful crystals. What do they do?
They're wonderful amplifiers to anchor in consciousness. One thing that we all want to be clear on once again, you're the biggest amplifier. The rest are wonderful tools to amplify the planetary crest. They're wonderful placeholders as amplifiers. Each and every one, from quartz to amethyst to crystals to diamonds and so forth, well, they're wonderful amplifiers in their own unique ways. They all have a beautiful encodement of consciousness, from crystal skulls included. They have such a beautiful height and frequency and tone that anchors in, amplifies the radiance all around itself to stabilize the consciousness, but also to stabilize the planetary crest, as the planetary crest is also activating, amplifying, and even growing upon itself, realigning the many different shelves and templates of the planet that has taken Atlantis globally to where now the underlying planetary crests are stabilizing, shifting, aligning, and also stabilizing magnetics that is also stabilizing the crest that is also affecting your physical form within the atomic, subatomic particles in the crystalline matrix of your physical form to integrate, amplify, radiate, but is also playing with your brain chemistries, the blood flow, the silver and the gold tones within the platelets of the blood, going all the way through the arteries, the veins, the venules, the aortas, the wonderful ventricles of the heart as well, and the atriums as well.
Yeah. Would you call this universe an electric universe? You know how this conversation is going on. Would you call it an electric universe? What would you call it?
An electrical current that's constantly being jolted and fed, which also goes through the light grids and all the magnetics that have held this whole universe and all the planetary magnetics that held this whole universe, the Milky Way, is in place. It's constantly being jolted through all sorts of electricity, energy, pure consciousness, pure energy that's going right through this whole universe. So absolutely.
Could we levitate? Could we, through depolarizing, could we do that?
Eventually, yes. Right now, the magnetics are changing over to realign to where the gravitational pulls and even your bodies are becoming lighter and lighter. The more you're incorporating your light bodies, the more the gravitational pulls aren't going to have such a huge hurrah over your physicalities.
Can we say that at some point, and would you know when in the future, things really shifting? Are they actually already shifting? When is the light really come in? When do most human beings are living this conscious life?
About 2021. Okay. It is when all of it will be fully anchored in October. Okay. 13th, actually, to be more specific.
Where did you pull that information from?
Right over there. Okay. About 7,948 miles that way. Okay.
And you just hear it? How do you get this? How does it feel to get it?
I go right through the universal libraries right over there.
Akashic Record?
Well, beyond Akashic Records, through universal libraries and also alignments, through also the Akashic Records, but also the different tables where the Ascended Host and I are having dialogue right now, where everything's in alignment, looking all the way through the mountain terrains, all the way through the caverns underneath the planetary crests, all the way through the whole universe where the magnetics are connecting, streaming, and also aligning, all the way through the overview in global consciousness through creator consciousness, where humanity's at, where it's going, all the sequences of events in between, encapsulating it from alignments of where humanity is hitting ahead, bouncing, and then blasting through, stabilizing, and is going to stabilize permanently to integrate, amplify, and go direct with.
Okay. Just like that. Okay, wonderful. This conversation could last for hours, William.
Very, very easily. And this has been such an honor and such a blessing and such a blast. So thank you so much, Ms. Lilou.
Last little word. You optimistic about the future? Or is there some kind of collapse before the big aha? Just let us a little word of wisdom.
Not so much a collapse. There are different alignments, weather terrains, and otherwise, but no big hurrah like all the elephants are going to turn into mushrooms and butterflies or something. That's just not going to happen. So nothing major. It's a smooth and easy transition.
Exhilarating.
Big time accelerating. Okay.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart. It has been such a blast. So
This is a big hug. Thank you.
thank you so much.
Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for sharing it. You just met William Linville. Big Kisses. You can find him on the internet and many seminars, broadcasts. You can find him easily now. Big Kisses, my Juicy Co-creators. We love you. Lots of love and light from Las Vegas. Believe it or not, we're here.